Okay, so those changes made it a much cleaner signal. I do have to make just a brief adjustment in my range, and if I click minus over here, okay, now it's perfect. So don't get frustrated, just make sure that your hookup is good. Make sure that you're reducing any electromagnetic fields. They can come from someone's laptop, they can come from the monitor, anything like that. But now I have a nice clean signal that I can tell that this is my pulse, and I can actually make a measurement, while we're making a measurement of the pressure change in my finger. And what we can do is we can actually calculate something like average heart rate from this. So I have a nice clean time period. I'm just going to click stop. And at that point I don't need to have my subject connected anymore. And I'm going to now just look at the data here, and whenever we're trying to do a calculation or make a measurement of any type of the PowerLab system, we want to use the marker. So that's going to give us an initial point, and the marker is found down in here. If you can't find it in this area, it's probably on the screen. If you click this area, the marker will appear. So there it is. And I'm going to drop it just any place in between 2 minutes 40 seconds to 2 minutes 45 seconds. And there it's dropped. So this gives me an initial point. For an analogy, if we were measuring your height, the initial point would be the floor, and the final point would be the top of your head. In this case, I've dropped the marker here, and the marker is sitting between 2 minutes and 40 seconds to 2 minutes 45 seconds. I'm just going to move across the screen, and what I can see here is that I get a delta and a measurement in seconds. So this is a delta time, and with this, I am going to go to 10.05 seconds, close enough for me. So I moved across the screen here. Now what I'm going to do is actually look at the peaks in this area. Now, what I'm looking from is just the marker to wherever I've put my cursor. That's my 10-second interval. So here I'll count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So that's a 10-second interval. We're going to multiply that by 6 in order to figure out what, on average, my heart rate would be. So 6 times 11 is 66. So right now my heart is beating about 66 beats a minute. So that's a simple measurement of just the change in pressure in my finger. What it gives us on the screen is a representation of what my heart rate is. And this is a nice, easy introduction to PowerLab because we only have one wire to hook up on the front, and we go through the basic setup. So this is what you'll start with in lab this week. Do read the protocol before you come into lab. It's going to help you a lot to get this set up and working properly. Just make sure if you're having any challenges that you've hooked up the power cable, you've also hooked the AD Instruments box to the computer, and that you're not having any type of interference from electrical devices around the room. So that's your introduction. You'll enjoy this week's lab, and thank you very much for your attention.